So today we'll be learning about JavaScript constructor functions, but before that, let's just quickly recap on objects. So creating objects is one of the best way for us to model real world scenarios like real world things like pencil, Apple book, as you can see here, or let's just say any information about a particular person as well, information about a student, information about a car. You can basically list down their properties in key value pairs, and that really helps us in solving our day-to-day problems. Now, how we are creating objects in JavaScript for now? Obviously, it's very simple syntax. So where person one is equal to name and Raj. See, here we are not using any special syntax. We just know on the left hand side we need to declare a variable, give a name to it, and on the right hand side have those curly brackets, and inside that write key value pair. So we are not using anything special here, so that's why it's called as object literal. So the way of creating objects using this method is called object literal, because we are literally creating objects by ourselves. So this method is good, and so far we haven't faced any difficulty with it, but there is one problem with creating objects through previous method. So suppose if someone told you to create 100 objects, or let's just take an example of our batch ninjas 2. So we have 85 students here, and this is just the person one, or let's just keep it student one. So, and we have to pass in the age for each one of them as well. So age 21. So far it's good for just one student, but if I have to create 85 students, or let's say 100, I have to keep on copy pasting it. Just give it a different name, student 2, student 3, and obviously the values will be different. So Rashmi, Rahul, something like that. So one thing is clear, this is not what we want. This is very ugly. It will get very ugly, because just for 5 to 6 objects it's bad. For 100 objects you can see how much space it is going to take, and it is really not a developer friendly code. So is there any way? Obviously in JavaScript, as we are moving on, you will find such tools in specific scenario, in conditions like this. I mean, for this particular session and for this particular example, do we have any tool which will help us solve this problem? And that's what we are going to learn today. So we need a better way to create multiple objects of same type. By same type I mean having this same keys like name, age, city, just like we get through a form. The form is always will have the same fields, and each one will go there, submit their data. The data will be different, but the structure of form will always be the same. So in such cases, we have JavaScript constructors. So by the name, you can see constructors means something. The constructor method in JavaScript is a special function which is used to create objects. So one thing is clear, it will help us create objects somehow, right? How? Using a function. Now that's interesting, how we can create from functions, how we can create an object. Now that's what we will be trying to learn today, how we can do that. So basically we have to provide a blueprint of what key value pair an object should have, and to do that we use functions. But before that, we need to know who is the owner of a key value pair. So in this case, the key name and the value John. Who owns it? Obviously the variable person. The name of that variable is person, and in that person object we have all those key value pairs. So that means the owner is that particular variable called as person, right? So in such cases, if you just look at this code, I have typed out name as John. Okay, that's fine. And then I have a function. What do we call a function which is inside of an object? We call it function method. The name of that function method is my name. And basically what I want to do, I want to get the value of that name as a John. So how can I do that? Again, using dot notation, console.log person.name. So if I just run it, I should be able to get value as John. If there is a different object, I should be able to just pass in var person2 and then console.log person2.name, and it will always give you me that particular name. Now, related to that, what is our next concept? Just understand this, how we are basically able to access the properties of a same object from a function method which is defined inside of it. Basically, we are using dot notation owner dot name. The owner will be person 1, person 2, person 3, doesn't matter, but that's what we have to pass there. So that's where this keyword comes into play. So if I just rewrite this particular code, so yeah, if I just rewrite it, just write in a function here. So as the name, my name, and a function. All right, it's called a method. When you write a function inside of an object, it's called a function method. And the way I'm accessing it now is person dot name, and the way I can just basically invoke it is person dot my name. If I run it, I should be able to get the value. Yeah, I should be able to get the value as John. But if there are more objects, how can I do that? And what kind of trouble I might get into? So if I just copy paste it, so person 2, so again to access the value of a name here, let's say Rahul. So that's how to do. But again, there is some kind of redundancy. There is some kind of repetition that is happening here. Okay, but before that, now this person, this doesn't look good, basically passing in the same reference to it again and again. And if you are creating multiple objects, now you have to pass in person 2 in this case. So is there any better way, or is there any different way to do that? Not necessarily better always, but is there any different way to do that? Yes, and that's where our this keyword comes into the play. So remember, this refers to the owner object. In this case, who is the owner of my name? As we have learned, the owner of my name is person, and that's what we are passing. But now we are learning that this refers to owner object. So what if I just write this here? Yeah, what if I just write this in this case? So if I just go back, it will give me the same output. So that means here this is equal to person, right? I mean, that's what it is essentially doing. This is referring to the owner object. And that's the one idea you should always be remembering whenever you write a function method, and whenever you try to write, when you want to get an access to the properties of that same object, you can do it using this, because in such cases, this will point to the person object. To again give you a clear idea, I'm just going to console.log this, and when I do that, you can see I'm getting the same object back, which has my name function as name as a property, which has a value as John. So that's what this is all about. But that's our function method, right? It is happening in function method. Now, what about a normal function? So let me just grab it out of it. Now, that's not how we write function here. So function my name. Now, what will be the value of this in this case? Now, remember, it is not inside any object anymore, is it? It's not. It is outside of that object. So where this would point? Now, see, who is the owner for any global variable, any global function declaration? We already learned that, and it's called as global object. So if I just try to run it now, you should see I would get, let me just invoke it. So if I invoke it, and you should be able to see it is now showing me this object, which is a global object in this case. So here this would refer to a global object. So the value of this is determined by how the function was executed or where it was executed. So in a method, which is a function written inside an object, this refers to the owner object. And how did we demonstrate that? Using this example. My name is a function method. When we try to use this here, the value of this would be the owner object. Which is the owner of my name? It is person. But in a standalone function, which is not bound to any object, so where this would point to in such cases, it would point to a global object. You can see. So alone, this refers to the global object, and in a function, this refers to the global object as well. So far we have learned about, we want to create a multiple objects of same types, and then we have learned about this. So now let's connect that knowledge and see how this keyword can help us create object using function. Now this is the syntax of a constructor function. You can see it is a function. Yeah, it has some parameters and we are invoking it, as you can see, that player, but there are some new terms here, and those are this and a new keyword. So let's get into that and see what kind of output it is getting, why it is giving us that output, right? So we just comment this part out. See, before coming to the class, the only thing that you should solidify in your mind is that you can create objects using function. How? For that we need this special thing, and it is called as this new keyword and this keyword. So function, let's say player, this dot name, the name of that player, it would be, let's say, n, and then this dot team, and it would be t, right? So just pass in the values here. Again, it is similar as function. It's just that we are using this keyword in this case. So what I'm going to do, where my player would make sense, and I just want to execute it. Why? Because it's a function, right? Doesn't matter whether, I don't care about whatever this is, and I don't give care about anything at all. So I just want to execute it and I want to run it. So the name will be Messi and the team will be Barcelona. So now I just want to execute it and I just want to see what kind of results I'm getting. So if I go back here, okay, I'm not getting anything. My function, it is being executed, but it is not returning anything. And you just said that using constructor function, we can create object. Yeah, because we are missing one thing, and it is called as new keyword. Now see what kind of magic new keyword will do. So if I use it, now I'm getting my object. So that means this new keyword will help us to return the values that are being used by a constructor function, because constructor function, it is going to create object, but new function will make sure that it is returning it to us. Now we have seen that this refers to parent object, right? So you just said that when you use this inside of a function, it refers to the global object. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's how it is. But when you use new keyword, that this keyword will point to whatever variable name you have put in front of it. So that means this particular thing will behave like my player dot name and my player dot team, and that's how finally you are getting this output. Sorry, it won't work. You just have to pass in this here. But again, to show you, that's how it is working. It is literally doing this, my player dot name, my player dot team. But we are using the sophistication of this keyword and a new keyword, which will do all those things automatically for us. And now, if I just want to keep on creating new player, I can do that very easily. Where my player 2, and now I want to create Ronaldo. Juventus. So now if I do that and I want to console.log it again, you should be able to see that I'm getting a new object now. So now one thing is clear, all the constructor function is doing it. We define it only once. So it is acting like a blueprint. Like using this blueprint, we are able to basically quickly print out, quickly create new objects. How? Using new keyword. And that this keyword is getting sent, is getting set as this particular variable name. So my player, the value of this for the line number 35 will be my player, and the value of this for the line number 36 will be my player 2. So that's how we are able to create constructor, we are able to create objects using constructor function, and it really solved our issue. Which issue? This issue. What if someone told you to create 100 objects? Now you can easily do that. You don't have to basically create it by yourself, write key value pairs by yourself. All you have to do is create a blueprint, and then, because right now you're not doing something like this every single time, which is my player dot name is equal to Messi. Like this is very tiring. Next time you want to do it, my player 2 dot name is equal to Ronaldo. You don't have to do it anymore. this new keyword will help you do that. Remember, it is very easy concept is just that you are encountering new and this keyword first time. So that's why it might seem like a little difficult for you, but it is not difficult. It is just different. It is helping us to create objects, and creating object is something that we will have to do a lot. So let's just move on now. So how do we move from simple function that return values to creating object using them? It's all because of the magic of this and new keyword. So important things to remember: new keyword is mandatory. Try removing new keyword and try running that code, see what you get, and also try checking global object and see if you can't find anything. Now you can also pass function as argument values. As you can see here, we are passing the values here, because ultimately, even though new keyword, whatever it is still a function, and a function should get executed, and that's what we are doing here. We are executing function. And lastly, it is best used for creating multiple objects of the same type. So we learned about creating custom objects using JavaScript function, and we also learned about this keyword. But if I just go back, just commented out this thing as well. Let me just grab this object. So this is person one. I want to create one more person, person two, and name as, let's say, Rahul, and I want to print their name. Now to print their name, obviously I want to invoke a function, and I already have that. Like I can just basically do this dot name, and it should work, right? But again, it's very repetitive, it's redundant. Why I'm typing my name function method for both of this? Is there any way through which I can basically take it out? So I'm going to take it out. Just remove this. And this is not how we write function outside in the global scope. So function my name. So if somehow instead of this dot name, I can control each single time. So I should pass person first time, and then second time I should be able to pass person two. If there is any person two, I should be able to do person three dot name, and it would give me the values, right? If I just invoke my name, it should be able to give me the values. But we don't want to pass in the value directly, like person one, person two, person three. No, we want to still use this keyword because it is more readable. It is a better practice to be followed, and it has a lot of benefit that we will discuss in our next sessions. So how can I do that? How can I control where this belongs? So basically I want this to be person one sometimes and this to be person two sometimes. So that's mean this my name will be called on either of this function depending on what value you pass, and I don't have to write that function here anymore. So it is saving me a lot of time, it is saving a lot of space in my code, and it is just more readable. So how can I do that? For that we have special thing, and it's called as call apply bind. So these are the special methods in JavaScript constructor function. All you have to do is they are sitting there, you just have to call them and they will do this job for you. You just have to call them and they will do this job for you. Okay, that's fine. So what is the syntax for that? The syntax is fairly easy. All you have to do is just use my name dot call this function my name where on person. If I just do that, my name dot person, and now you should be able to see this working perfectly fine. And here if I just do person two, now it will show me the value as Rahul. So that means each single time, again, let's just look at it once again. My name is the function which is getting executed, right? And that means this line will run each single time. JavaScript will encounter line number 65. So to run this line, it has to get a value of this. How it will get the value of this? Using whatever parameter you have passed here, whatever argument you have passed there. So in this case, this will be pointing to person 2, and if I just copy it, if I keep it person, now the value of this would be person. So that's how it is working. We are changing the value of this by using dot call. So that's how dot call work. And in dot call, you can also pass in other arguments as well to give you an idea. So let's just keep it. I think it's better for your readability. Let me just comment it out. So is that only thing about dot call? No, in dot call you can also pass in the values as well. So let's say I want to pass the name of the age of it. So if I just do person to 21, all I have to do is now read that value. How? Because again, it is a function that we are invoking in. Ultimately, it's just my name. So all I have to do is just pass in m here. And if I just console.log it, you should be able to see it is showing me the value 20. Now you can do whatever you want with that information. You have that value and you know the value of this, in case, again, I'll just make sure that it is person 2. So what if I want to set an age property on person? This is somewhat something, this is what I would like to do. Person 2 dot age is equal to 21, but I don't have to type 21 because that passing an argument at line number 69 is doing that for me. So all I have to do is just m. But again, why do I have to type in person 2 here? This keyword will do it for me. The value of this keyword and person 2 is being interlinked from this line number 62 and 69. So if I just run it and console.log person 2, you can see the age property is being added there. So basically what is essentially happening is I'm taking all this code and I'm just literally putting it out here. That's what it is happening. That is exactly what is happening. And see, this is exactly how it should work, even if you are not using constructor functions. So see how the interplay between functions and objects, and that's what constructor function is all about. That's what this keyword is all about. That's what that new keyword is all about. And that's what that call apply bind is all about as well. But we haven't touched into the apply part. We just have touched onto the call part. So for the call part, you can pass in many parameters. So let's say I want to pass in city as well. So let's do that. So if I just pass in city, I can use that value again by accessing it. So this dot city is equal to see. So if I just do that, and it should show me the city as well. So now that's about call. I understood basically it is grabbing all of this thing and just putting it in person, and that's how that person is getting all those values. So remember, these values are being added because ultimately constructor function is just creating object. It is creating this small object and all that value is being added to person. Why? Because we have, sorry, not to person, to the person to y, because we have passed in person 2. We told it do it for person 2 and not to anyone else. So that's what call is doing for us. Now what about apply? See, dot call and dot apply are doing same thing. They are doing the same thing, exact same thing. It's just that in apply you can pass the parameters as an array. That's the only difference. So if I just do that, and it will work just fine. And that's what there is, that's the difference between dot call and apply. If you want to pass all the arguments as a single argument, basically all the values as a single argument, because there is only one comma here. After that, we are not passing much any values after that. No, we are not doing that. It is just only one value. It's just that it is in form of array, and function will read it. It will read it very well. Like you don't have to pass in array here, whatever it is. So this thing will be same. It's just that in apply you do it using an array, and in dot call you basically use commas. That's it. So because in my early days I found it hard to understand like which would have array and which would have normal parameters separated by comma. So this is how you can use it. So for apply, like obviously it has a in the beginning, so that's why it's an array. And then we have call. So the first letter is call, and it just basically use arguments as commas. So if that helps you, you can use that, or if you have any better mental model, you can do that. So that's about dot call and dot apply. And what about dot bind? So if I just use dot bind here, and now let's try to run it. Okay, where all of that magic went? We just said call apply bind were those superpowers. It will create an object using constructor function, and the value of this we can control. I can pass %2, %1. I just did that using my name.bind, and I'm not able to do anything. It is just sitting idle there, because what happens with bind is it just binds it. That's it. It just attaches to it. Now it is up to you when do you want to use it. So what we will try to do, we will try to assign a variable to it, or a better name would be my bind. And before doing anything, I just want to console.log it to see what bind is actually doing. So if I do that, we should be able to see, okay, it is a constructor function and it has all the values, all the code that I have read. So it is a perfectly valid thing. But again, since it is a function, that means I need to execute it, right? And I'm not executing it. So if I just execute it and try to see now, and now it is doing that magic. If I just do not execute it, not this line 73, I do not execute it, it will, the magic will not be there. So see, that's the power of my bind, because sometimes you don't want to execute it immediately. You just want to set it there, and when the time is right, when there is a particular scenario in your code where you want to use it, and in such cases, basically you can just execute it right away and it will just set all those properties. So that's about bind. That's how bind helps you to basically do the same thing as call and apply, just that you can do it at later stage whenever you want. So that's about call, apply, bind. Here are some of the pointers if you want to look into it. Call provides a new value of this. Call, apply, bind, all of them provide a new value of this. And where do you put that new value of this? Here, the first argument of a call, apply, bind, you put it here. And after that, if you have any values you want to put it, you can put it after that. And then if you want to use those values, you can use it here. And you have the power of this keyword. You can set it, you can manipulate it, whatever you want. For the apply is literally the same as call. As you can see in the example, it is just call takes individual arguments by separated by comma, but apply takes a single array of argument. That is, it's a single argument, but it's just that it is in form of array. And bind, you can bind a particular object as this to a function, and it's just that you can use it later, but you cannot use call or apply later. They run immediately. Like in this case, if I use my name dot call, there is no way you can execute it later on, because dot call actually means come on and do this thing. That's it. You execute it by yourself. So that's what call will do, and apply will do the same as well. So let's recap quickly. So what this is something, it refers to the owner object. Now the value of this can be anything. Inside a function method, it represents its owner object, and inside of a global scope, in a global function, it will refer to the to our window method, to our global object. So the value of this will keep on changing. You understand that. My suggestion would be to try console.logging and understanding where this is referring to. But again, this is very relative. This keyword is very relative. It can point to anywhere. After that, I have a constructor function. On the right hand side, you can see I have provided a blueprint, like where I want the things to be, and using that I am creating my objects, which you can see on the left hand side. So again, it's a blueprint of a house, but that's what it kind of correlates in our programming. A constructor function is a blueprint of an object, and using new keyword, you can convert that blueprint into an actual object. This is the most important thing you have to understand. And ultimately we have call, apply. I couldn't find any better thing than this. So imagine this person is a constructor function. Okay, this particular person. So the person is same every single time. So the value, sorry, there is a change in its clause every single time. So that means same constructor function, but the value of this is changing. So imagine this cloth as a different object that we are passing in to that constructor function, and through that we are getting this different output. And that's what call, apply would do. It would change the value of this. The bind will do the same exactly like this. It's just that it will do it, but now it's up to you to use it. So now bind will basically wait for you to use it, and until that it will not create that object. It will just make sure that that function is there, and it's up to you when do you want to execute it. So that's about call, apply, bind. We will get into a lot of problems when we get into the actual session, try to see where we can use call apply bind. And the most important thing is call apply bind is it really helps you to write less code. Even though this might seem a little new to you, but again, you have to get used to it. You need to have that flexible mindset. Again, I don't want to keep on using var anymore. We should try using let in this case. So that's kind of habit we want to get out of. And basically JavaScript will provide us a better way to do the things as we move on. And it's our job to understand how it is working, to understand where we can use it, and basically just keep on practicing in that way so that we can become a better developer. So yeah, thanks guys. See you in the session.